Okay. Now, in accounting, what we are going to cover is basically areas in financial accounting. And in that first, we will touch with chart of accounts. Okay. And chart of accounts basically is governing GL accounts. Okay. And GL accounts basically is the backbone of the entire SAP landscape for functional landscape. Okay. For example, if I change AA for two company code, now this is a chart of accounts. Okay. And within these chart of accounts, group of accounts, we have GL accounts made. Okay. And we have various kinds of GL accounts like balance sheet, operating and non-operating expenses, primary cost. Primary costs are used for costing. Secondary cost is purely for costing purposes and for distribution. And once we have made a GL account, we have controls that we can use to manage these accounts. Okay, and we'll see and study all these. And then more controls are given for the mechanics of the GL accounts, like field status group. We'll study what is field status group and these controls that we are given. Okay. So making a GL account is pretty much straightforward. For example, if I go for 30201 and let's build another one in this company code just for the sake of understanding. Okay. And that is 30249. And we'll give a description over here. GL account type is non-operating, let's say, and we have made in the series of 30201 and 30250. This will be debit card, debit card, AED expenses, debit card, AED expenses. Control data, for example, is very straightforward. This will have AED. Account currency will be AED. Balances in local currency. Local currency is PKR for this company code. Now, what is a company code? Company code is a institution. Okay, it's an enterprise for which these accounts are being made. Tax category. Of course, when you are spending a debit card, it will have it will have input accounts because you are purchasing something and you will be levied or imposed input taxes. Input tax, posting without tax allowed, yes, sometimes. Is it a recon account? So in SAP, we have 3-4 types of recon accounts. So this is not a recon account. Recon accounts are balance sheet accounts. Sort key is 001. Okay. And posting date, this will be reported in AED. And field status group. Now, what is field status group? We will study this later, but right now we're just having an overview. So these are basically expense accounts. So expense accounts can be cost accounts, and or we can choose any other category. But why are we using these accounts? We'll see this when we study field status groups. Okay, so we can use either cost accounts, And post automatically, no, let's save it. Displaying is not defined for foreign currency account. Okay, we'll just remove this check, save. So your account is actually made. This is how a GL account is made. Once we make a GL account, we can do entries. We can do entries. Once it is made, why we make in chart of accounts in company code, we'll discuss this later. But after that, we create entries for these accounts. Okay. And these are very straightforward entries. Let's say we do it in AED and debit card charge 2000. Okay. So 30249 10101 debit credit 2000 star debit card AED 2000. And since now these are the fields, okay, and as we chose cost accounts, it will require an entry in cost centers. How do we do that? We'll do that in configuration. Oh, 01 or 25 12 2023. Okay, it says PKR rate is not maintained. So what I'll do, I'll just make it simple. I'll make it 20201 10101 debit credit 2000 expense cash. Okay, cost center. We can mention a cost center here. Controlling area AA42. Now, what is controlling area? What is company code? We'll discuss this later. Now, we have one cost center. Okay. Enter. Enter. Cost element category. Okay. Let's remove this first. Okay. Now, this is balance equals 0. And I will simulate it. Okay, this is how your document will look, and we can post it. Okay, your document was posted. More document display. So this is how your uh, document looks like. You can also change the fields by choosing or changing the layout. Change the layout. So I have transaction. I don't want this. And segment. I don't want this too. I don't have cost center. profit center, business area, we don't use that. It's already obsolete. Trading partner number, we don't need that. Amount currency, profit center, we don't need profit center. Tax code, we're not using any tax code right now. Okay. Adopt and amount. No, I don't want this as well. Change layout. Now, order is production order or internal order. We don't use that in this case. So your document is pretty much simple. So this is the header level. In header, of course, we have details. Okay, details like who was using this system and at what time it was being entered. Okay. And reference keys, everything is basically is given a here. Ledger groups, we will study what is ledger group. Okay, so this is how your finance entries are made. So that was a simple entry, a simple GL master that we have created. Now we'll go and check what other areas will be covering. Okay, one by one, we'll be looking at these transactions, and then those transactions can be displayed, changed, or reset or deleted. Then there is a category of park documents. We'll also park some documents also. Then, of course, we have balances, reports, and clearing of items like withholding taxes. Okay, we need clearing for that, or freight payable, or anything payable which is not coming under vendors. That is basically coming under clearing. Okay, and then we have periodic processing where we calculate recurring and post recurring entries. Okay, and accruals. Yes, how do we post accruals? We can do that manually and automatically. Closing, we evaluate material and GLs. Okay, and we also calculate accrual documents as well, and we also evaluate foreign currency valuation, which is quite simple, and it's not rocket science. So SAP is not rocket science. After GL, we will cover AR, AP, okay? And AP, AR, basically it starts with master records. Again, very simple. And then we'll do document entry where we will create invoices. Then we'll do down payment. And then we will, of course, clear the outgoing payments and the account. Okay. We can clear the vendors with transactions. So this is how we actually work in FI module. After that, we will go for fixed assets, and fixed assets will start again with master data. Master data will be created. It's pretty quite straightforward, and that is basically your area of FI will be done. After that, we'll start with logistics. Logistics will, of course, we'll start with material master. Material master. Once we create material master, we'll go for purchasing. In purchasing, we have purchase order, but we'll start with source list, info records, quotation, outline agreement, requisition, and order. And after the order is done, okay, then we go for goods movement. Goods movement for GR. Okay. And once the GR is done, we actually go for invoicing, right? Goods issue, goods movement, we'll also look at that as well. And we will also check various transactions that you can actually go and see, and we'll see how the stocks is being evaluated. and be counted like MMBE, very powerful transaction code, stock and transit will also look at this as well, right? And then logistics invoice verification, which is Miro. Miro enter invoice and we enter invoice against a vendor, okay? And then we will go ahead to clear this entry with vendor material and GRIR account. Okay. So this is basically an overview of what we are going to do. But first, the first thing first, since we have seen the front end, now let's see how the back end will actually look. And for that, we will go for SPRO to access the back-end configuration part. This is SAP reference IMG. IMG means implementation guide. Okay, now this is where your configuration actually starts. Over here, you have financial accounting, controlling, uh, investment management, logistics, in logistics, of course, we have many other areas. We have sales distribution, material management. We'll see these one by one. But to establish a company's formation in SAP, we need to define something starting from financial accounting, and that is a company. But in definition, we have controlling, logistics, sales, material management, execution, plant maintenance, human resource management. We'll start with financial accounting because this is the backbone. We first define a company. Okay. Okay. Over here, we already have made a company, T59A. T59A Taming Tiger Group. Okay, now this is a mother company. So we will make another one, T59 X. Okay, that was Taming Tiger. Let's say this is Bulls and Bears trading. Okay, T59X Bulls and Bears trading. Okay. Knight Street, PO Box 3595, postal code, city Dubai, country AE, English. Currency of the mother company will be USD. Save. And over here, we have T59A Taming Tiger Group. We'll make another one because we are starting again. So it will be easier for all of us. Okay, T59X, Bulls and Bears. Sajid Zubair, and the other person is Jabbar. Okay. Double click. Now this is selected. Every part of your configuration will be stored in this node. And this node's address is this. Save it. Okay. Okay. Next is company code. Now, what is a company code? Company code is basically your unit, company, enterprise, which can publish and publishes its financial statements. Okay. And prepares financial statement. So instead of using this one, I'll go for company code data. Company code data, new entries, company code T59X, Bulls, Bears, trading. Okay. Dubai, country AE, currency will be AED, language will be English. Save. Okay, this is done. Again, it saves in the same node. Okay, simple. You make a company, you make a company code, that's it. And you can also do one thing. You can also do one thing. Uh, Make another company code. Let's say copy organizational object from company code T59X to T59R or S. Now this is for Saudi, right? Do you want to allocate a different local currency to? Yes, and that will be SAR. Continue. It will ask for some confirmations like number ranges. Now, what are number ranges? We'll look into this once we move on into the configuration. So it will take some time and it will copy everything from the company. So you can copy company code to company code as well, along with the settings. So this is how you actually create multiple companies, and it can be integrated with the mother company. Copy. Just say yes, yes, yes to everything. Okay, company code copied to T59S. Okay, now we have two company codes. Okay, if you want to check, we can check from company code data. T59S, and we can change the company. Bulls and Bears Trading. Let's say we say Blue Diamond Trading USA. USA. Riyadh. Saudi Arabia SA. Save. Save. Okay. So this is how you create a company code. As simple as that. Okay, after defining company, we go for segment. Now, what is a segment? Segment is basically your business vertical. Now, business vertical means, for example, Bulls and Bear will have, let's say, import. Okay. Import Bulls Bears. Okay. And we have Blue Diamond. Blue Diamond will have, let's say, what? Tech. Blue Diamond. Tech vertical. Okay. Technology. Enter. So you're making group of companies right now. So these are segments that you can. Now, where are these segments used? We will see that later, but right now we're just defining it. Okay. In financial accounting, we'll not go for controlling yet. We'll go for logistics. We'll go for controlling later on. Valuation level. What is valuation level? Valuation level is where your materials are basically valuated in different currencies. So that place is your plant by default. Okay, it's already defined by the system. So we define a plant. A plant is where your stock, your material is actually stored, manufactured. That is a plant. New entries, T59X, T59X, bulls, bears, 59X, bulls, bears. Okay. Save. It will ask for the address. AE. Now comes storage location. Storage location, pretty simple. It will be based on the plant. New entries. Okay, plant is T59X. Ajman 59X, bulls, bears, Sharjah, warehouse. AE. And we save it. Now division. Division can be your vertical segment, for example. Division. Division can be your product. Okay, let's say you're importing. Let's say you're importing. टॉर्च दे दूं? अच्छा, ये लो.